Hey guys, this is Melanie Hinds, and guys, guess what? My intel summary, my best intel, started contacting me again last night because we think this is done. He contacted me during my live stream. In my live stream last night, my margaritas and manifestations was split into two pieces because he came on. He called me to let me know he was sending me stuff. He sent me a ton of stuff, so I'm going to go into that as my breaking news. In addition to, he agreed with me that Lebanon halts Iraqi fuel imports because of their $1 billion in debt, but it's because they chose Kuwait, because Kuwait has a lower value than the new Iraqi dinar value. I did talk about that on my summary yesterday, so I'm not going to go into detail, but I wanted to remind you, he thought the same thing. Then he sent me screenshots. Pray for Jack, Captain Jack. We know him. He got a promotion while he was helping us. He sent me the cigars. He was on a lot of our Zooms. He talked to my Zoom members. You can go back and listen to him if you're not aware of him. Miracle Manifestation members and above get access to my Zooms. He had a crash, so keep him in prayer. He's in ICU in the States, so we're praying for his complete and total healing. That is a picture of his helicopter, so just keep him in prayer. I was told to share that so we could pray. Then the next thing, it says, in international financial circles, this ambitious project aims to rename the Iraqi dinar by removing 3 zeros from its nominal value to be better reflect the country's growing economic strength. This move, which has been the subject of rumors for years, is currently under active development with comprehensive studies and simulations that have been completed. They're running simulations through their new banking system, which is run by AI, right? You need to trust me on that. I'm actually doing my own AI course right now to learn it so I understand how to explain it to you, how that would happen and what the pluses and minuses are. I just went through some of that this morning on my Zoom that just finished, and that replay will be up. It's already over. If you go look at it and the link is still up, you missed it. We ended around noon. I have to go take it down. I didn't have time yet because I wanted to get this intel summary done before I collapse. It was a long morning. So it says, this move, which has been the subject of rumors for years, is currently under active development with comprehensive studies and simulations having been completed. According to the governor, the process will be gradual and meticulously planned to ensure financial stability while unlocking the currency's true potential. For years, the Iraqi dinar has suffered from a decline in its nominal value as a result of decades of conflict and economic instability. The current exchange rate hovering around stable at the moment of the shift. The real shift, I just got screenshots. The real shift occurs in the subsequent adjustment of the exchange rate. It says the central bank has developed several scenarios with internal studies predicting that I refer you to that, the Albanian Center's 2024 white paper. It says with internal studies predicting that the floating dinar could stabilize automatically at a value in the distant future between 322 and 425 dinars to the dollar. The governor clarified that these figures are not a declared rate, but rather an indicator of the currency's potential if it is allowed to float freely based on market demand and Iraq's economic fundamentals. Two main paths are being considered for the next phase. Economists close to the central bank indicate that both options remain on the table. The choice will depend on the, I've got to find it now. The choice will depend on the government's strategic priorities, whether it favors a gradual market-driven adjustment or a swift and decisive reset. I can just see it on the bottom. Either point would trigger one of the most significant currency transformations in the modern Middle East. You should be hitting the like, subscribing, and tapping the bell because this is my unique intel source. He just went dark in September because they were moving the troops. So the economic driver, why is now the right time for a stronger dinar? The timing of this reform is not coincidental. The Iraqi economy is at an evolutionary turning point. The country's fiscal position has steadily improved, driven by several key factors. Strong oil revenues as a lead producer in OPEC. Iraq's steady oil revenues provide a stable foundation for its economy and supports strong support for its currency. Growing gold reserves. The central bank is actively expanding its gold reserves. They just got, I think they're up to 170 metric tons of gold. A traditional safe asset that enhances monetary stability and international credibility, deepening trade partnership. Iraq has developed strong gold reserves. Here we go again. Deepening I don't want to, screenshots again. It says deepening trade partnerships. Iraq has developed strong trade relations with major global economies, including China, the United States, the European Union, diversifying its economic interactions and reducing its dependence on any single partner. Despite this strength, the nominal value of the dinar has lagged, widening the gap between the official exchange rate and its true value. Each time Iraq's GDP grows or its foreign reserves increase, the discrepancy becomes more pronounced. The 0-0 project is a mechanism to close this gap, allowing the currency to finally anyways, it's ready to go, guys. To finally reflect the currency's true wealth. And this reform, hold on, true wealth and economic progress. This reform is expected to have profound global implications. Revaluing the Iraqi dinar would boost regional investment. A stable and strong currency would make Iraq a more attractive destination for foreign investment, thereby fostering economic growth throughout the region. Then you go from there, and it reduces dependency on the dollar by repegging its currency to a diversified basket of currencies or commodities. Iraq can reduce its reliance on the U.S. dollar for oil settlements, a move with significant geopolitical implications. Inspires monetary reform. It could inspire neighboring economies to reassess their monetary structures. Could inspire the Vietnam dong to revalue as well. Some of us hold that. I do. The Zim, all of that. Triggering a wave of fiscal modernization across the Middle East and the world and me. For Iraq itself, this is more than just an economic adjustment. It's a step toward a historical fiscal renaissance, signaling Iraq's transition from post-war recovery to a future economic independence and self-determination. A new chapter for Iraq, the way forward. The central bank governor has I like to read articles in line. It's a screenshot. Has emphasized that this reform is not a rash or hasty move. Every step is carefully measured, documented, and so guys, these are incredible screenshots. So we get these screenshots last night during our live stream. So I had to share it with you there. This is a little longer than it usually is. Sorry, and I couldn't help it. Did you like that? Comment down below. Give me some positive comments. But then you get, listen to this. Then you get an article today. Here. Governor of Baghdad. Nope, that's not it. Oh, Lord Jesus. Kurdish women, Sunni blocks. I covered that this morning. First successful conjoined twins separated. The governor of Baghdad contract appointments will be launched soon. Gold prices fall because of the likelihood. That is not the article. This is the article that would blow most people away, think it's never going to happen, but it reminds me of Kuwait. Kuwait took out a full-page article saying it's not going to happen. The CBI just said this. You hear all those details. You know that the CBI gave the rate to Forex. I don't know what the source of that was. It was my colonel on the ground in Syria. This says, in a statement by the CBI, here it is. The title of this article, it reads, CBI rejects any shift in Iraq's exchange rate. After all that, okay? This article says, today, denied any intention to change the dinar's exchange rate after a sudden spike in the dollar unsettled the market. I went through this detail, guys, and I went through why this doesn't matter. Why? Because it sounds like Kuwait. They're saying it's not going to happen, which is what they're legally required to say until it's publicly tradable, like on Forex, which we think that's where it's going to go. Now we're going to go do a quick summary of everybody else, because this is a summary, so I didn't just want to give you my intel, although it was important because I went through it last night and this morning in my live stream. Now we're going to go to what everybody else is saying. Frank today said, Firefly, the Central Bank of Iraq noted they are not changing the current exchange rate just yet, but Prime Minister did confirm the new currency mechanism is coming out December 1st. They're planning to shift to strengthen the currency. The update today, the currency rate stays the same, but changes on the horizon for next month. Allow Sudani to tell you the truth about the monetary reform and allow Iraq to defend the new exchange rate by denying it for now. Bruce, I don't want to get overexcited, but I kind of do. We're in the final window. I know we've heard that before, but we're definitely in the final window. I'm excited. Are you excited? Comment down below if you're excited. Mountain Goat, even though the oil and gas law is not yet passed, There is friction coming from the Kurds to push the voting law in the next parliament session. My guy said it sounds like the HCL, they're working on it, and that could come after the exchange rate. Now we're going to flip to Mark Z. Article, learn about the secret operations room that monitors the pulse of the Iraqi economy and protects the dinar from fluctuations. They're only actively talking about how they work on these mechanisms. This has not been a get-rich-quick scheme. They have been methodically doing these steps to increase the value and stabilize the currency. They've been working on this for 2 decades, not a get-rich-quick scam. Real governments, real banks, and real fundamentals. I agree with Mark. That's why God led me to invest in this, and he told me to tell you it's done so we can pull it in with our faith. Please join my channel. I love you all. He made the cover of Newsweek. The article was November 21st. Soudani's on the cover of Newsweek. You can find a copy if you want to look at it. It's all over the internet. I hope you appreciate this summer. Please give me some comment. I'm just saying, just like God told me a few years ago, it is done. 3 steps to a safe exchange. You can only get here. I hope you will subscribe and tap the bell and learn more about what we do here. Bye.